Welcome back, y'all. This is Big Pat the Fit MD, and welcome back to my squat tutorial. And this is part 3, and this is called getting into position. All right. Now, when you're gonna start doing your squatting, you got to make sure that the barbell hooks are set to the proper height. All right. So all you have to do really is make sure that the bottom of the hook is at the top of your shoulder. All right. That ensures that when the bar is placed on the hooks, the bar will sit right underneath your Adam's apple. Now, sitting the bar under your Adam's apple is the rule of thumb because no matter which way you grab the bar, whether you decide to do a front squat or a back squat, it'll be easy to grab the bar. Here is an illustration of me setting up to do the front squat. As you could see, the bar is right underneath my Adam's apple. And when I go to set my arms in position, it's right in position. When you go to grab the bar for a back squat, meaning the bar is behind your head, make sure that your arms are straight ahead, shoulder widths apart. This ensures that my forearm is perpendicular to the ground and in perfect form. When the bar is behind your head to do the back squat, make sure you're always looking forward, your head is up and your chest is up. When the bar is in front of your head to do a front squat, make sure that also your head is facing forward and your chest is up, emphasizing that your chest stays up, because when you go to grab the bar like I'm doing and you go down to do the squat and your chest doesn't stay up, your lower back will round and that could lead to injury. There are 2 ways to do the back squat. And that has to do with positioning the bar. What I'm doing right here is the high bar squat because the bar is resting on my trapezius muscle. Because the barbell is sitting so high up on my back, I'm standing more upright. And so that puts more emphasis on my quad muscles. So that works out the front part of my legs more. All right. The downside is that it puts more pressure on my knees, similar to the front squat. The high bar squat is the squat that you normally see, the more standard squat. Now, the low bar squat is an exercise where the bar is sitting much lower on my upper back. As you can see, it's sitting on my back shoulder. All right. And when I do that, that makes me lean forward more when I go down to squat. And that puts more tension on my glutes and my hamstrings. All right. Ladies love to do these type of squats because it works out their butt much more than their quads. Here I'm illustrating a second way to grab the bar to do a front squat. That's utilizing the 2 first fingers in your hand. But I find this very, very uncomfortable to do. I see a lot of CrossFitters doing it. I guess if you have really, really good wrist mobility, that's a good way to do it. But I prefer either doing the back squat like so, with the bar behind my head and crossing my hands in front to do the front squat. Those are the 2 most comfortable ways to do it, and they get the job done. Now, getting your feet into proper position is also a very big challenge when squatting. Always put your feet shoulder width apart, and make sure that your feet are fanned out and not pointed forward. All right. That's so that you could properly open up your hips when you go to squat. Because if your feet are pointed, your toes are pointed forward, it's really, really hard to squat all the way down. All right. So what you're seeing here is when I'm bending at the knee, you see how my knee never passes my toe when I bend. Never bend your knee past your big toe, okay? Because that'll put a lot of pressure on your knees. Also, make sure that the ball of your front foot and your heels are always planted firmly down on the ground. You should be squatting with either barefoot or with shoes that are very, very flat on the ground, like Chuck Taylor's or wrestling shoes. So guys, remember to keep practicing these positioning cues. And every time you squat, make sure that you do these positioning cues the same way every time. And after a while, it's gonna become second nature. All right. And if you master getting into position, your chances of getting injured from doing the squat is very, very minimal. All right. And no matter how much weight you keep adding to the bar, your challenge is never going to be, I'm feeling awkward underneath the bar. You're just going to have more time to concentrate on actually squeezing your quads and your hamstrings and your glutes. And you won't be having to worry too much about, awkwardness and fear. All right. So if you liked the video and you found it helpful, feel free to comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.